Hi, guys. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. That burp was so gross. Sorry. Um, anywho. Ooh, that was gross. Anyways, hi guys. Welcome to my channel. If you would like to be able to interact with me while I'm live, please go ahead and subscribe and you'll be able to comment. So, I do have workshops coming up. The most I would say the morphogenetic fundamentals workshop is profound. Um all seriousness, I'm going to teach you the basics of the energy work that I do, and you will be very well prepared to go ahead and begin cultivating your space, defending your space, kind of just making sure that you're good. So go to k33academy.com/store. That workshop, the morphogenetic fundamentals workshop, that's coming this Saturday. So if you want to be part of it, you got to get your ticket before Friday. I'm just saying. Just saying. Okay. I have other workshops as well. Whole being wellness, where we address your frequency needs. We also have um, cord lab. If you have struggles with people cording into you, the effects of cords on your life, the cord lab would be a really good one. And we have the black magic revocation workshop where, you know, there's a lot of really just malignant people in this world who unfortunately got access to information that gives them some type of magical whatever. And so, the Black Magic Revocation Workshop that helps you to learn how to defend yourself from black magic attempts on you. Okay. So, I asked what this reading was going to be about, and what I heard is the heart is thawing, winter is done. Ooh, damn. I said that like potentent. Okay, let's get started. Let us get started. Man, that chlorophyll. Woo, woo. I restarted while I'm getting the cards ready. I restarted my older supplementation program. And my white hairs, they're growing back black. What? No joke. No joke. I'm quite pleased. I'm okay with white hairs if they grow, but I'm also even more okay with taking care of myself and giving my body all the nutrients that it needs to be at its optimum levels. My optimum levels does not involve white hair. That's okay. It's okay, but I do love white hair on people. I do. The only thing I dislike about white hair on myself is that it feels weird when it grows. I can feel it growing in. It's just the weirdest thing. It's the weirdest thing. Absolute weirdest thing. Can y'all feel when white hair grows in? I can feel it on my head. Like, what the hell? I'm not the only one that can feel it, right? Maybe I'm just weird like that because I can feel it for real. I can feel when it grows, it starts to do this weird sensation. All right. Here goes. Almost done. Okay. Oops. That was weird. That was very weird. Why am I not able to shuffle this properly? Anyways, let's get started. Okay. Why don't I just dye my hair? Because I'm allergic to hair dye. Hello. Yeah, I don't dye my hair. I haven't dyed my hair in, I don't know, maybe like 15 years, 16 years. I haven't dyed it in forever because, I might die. I might die if I put those chemicals on me. My face got all swollen and stuff. It was bad. Here goes. Mm-hmm. Ooh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. So here's the thing. That makes sense. That definitely makes sense to me. Okay. Ooh. So, there was something that didn't come to fruition. Whatever this thing is, it really, really caused you or maybe a cross watcher to go deep within yourself. You really, um, it's kind of a sad feeling, to be honest. It's this sense of the person totally shrank within themselves and they began to lose sight of who they are. I don't know if this is you or a cross watcher. Um, it's just really like the shrinking and diminishing of the self. Yeah. The heart is thawing, winter is done. I think we're entering, you and your cross watcher are entering into a space of prosperity. And this prosperity has to do with recognizing the things you or they did not take responsibility for way back when, right? This recognition of needing to take responsibility for the decisions that were made caused for a union to kind of go upside down. um Either you were in a relationship that wasn't aligned and that ended, or your cross watcher was in a relationship that wasn't aligned and that ended. But there was an ending that occurred, and this ending occurred because the two of you, or maybe there's more people, I'm not sure. um the two of you are very protected. Life has a way of taking things away that are not healthy for you. Life does this often. It does this all the time. And the thing that prevents you from being protected to the degree that you deserve to be protected is that you fight it. You think that the very thing that life is taking from you, that life is removing from your path, that it belongs to you, belongs with you. And that's just not true. That's just not true. It's not true. You fight it and you hold on and you cling to the very thing that's causing um, a rapid decline of your sense of self, your sense of self worth, all of these things that are important for you to progress forward. So that's what happened is that, you know, someone held on to something that prematurely aged them, right? Um, I don't know if that premature aging has to do with your health, miasmic distortion, molecular compaction. When you experience molecular compaction, which all of us do, um, what ends up happening is you begin to accelerate in your aging. You experience oxidation. Um, you experience oxidative stress. Your energy becomes distorted. Your clarity is affected. So what is this about? I think one or both of you experienced things that amplified the molecular compaction that already exists in your field. It further affected the way your divine codes, the etheric expression of your, it's like a celestial genome. I don't know if I'm making sense, but it's like your celestial genome became compacted, became compressed, and then distortions began to occur. So usually what happens when I see this in a client is it becomes something where one thing after another 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 thing. It's like a long string of things that don't go very well. Things that you wished for are not fulfilled. So I think there's a correction that's happening. I think this correction involved quite a bit of hurt, quite a bit of heartache. I'm wondering if in this pairing, is it a pair? Is it friends? I'm not sure. I sometimes I'm oblivious to the type of connection. It's you and another person at the very least, if not several people, you and several people. But what happened is, um, what was wanted did not occur, and so the person shrunk, they withdrew, and as they withdrew they became very embittered. They're very just like, I don't know, like their feelings were hurt, and people don't, the sense that I get is that not too many people get the opportunity to hurt this person's feelings. I don't know if it's you or someone else, but not too many people are given the honor of reaching the core of this individual. And so you, I assume it's you reach their core, and one little miscalculation and they got their feelings hurt. And because you were at the core of them, they gave you access to the core. Yeah, no, they took that to a whole nother level of, dare I say it, vindictiveness? But no. I don't know. It feels like it carried with it the potentiality of vindictiveness, but they couldn't actually bring themselves to be as vindictive as they're capable of being with you. It feels like you're probably dealing with someone who okay, I don't want to talk shit. I feel like it's talking shit. So I'm not going to say that. Um this is someone who has a capacity to reach levels of vindictiveness that impressive. Impressive. I would almost, I will go so far as to say this is someone who can hold hard feelings as long as I can. It takes a lot for me to get to that place where I'm harboring hard feelings towards someone. Usually I don't care enough to be like, you hurt my feelings. It's very hard to hurt my feelings. It really is. Um Kitty Claw. Hey, I didn't say nothing. I'm saying I didn't say nothing. Kitty Claw over here. Hey, let's be nice. Okay, anyways. But this is someone who I've had a lot of people ask me if I was Scorpio, so whatever. But this is someone who has the capacity to really just, I wouldn't say it's a grudge. It's like to really cling to the hurt feelings in the same capacity that I can. Cause yo, once you hurt my feelings like that, it's gonna take me a long time. um, it's gonna take me a long time. And I'm not necessarily going to hate you, right? But I am going to feel some kind of way. And because not too many people, is very, very rare for me to allow someone in to the degree that you can hurt my feelings in that way. But if you are one of the very, very rare few single digits that was allowed to gain access to me to that depth, um, yeah, no, I'm gonna have to dissect that and piece it back together and dissect it again and piece it back together several times. It takes me years, to be honest. It takes me years to process enough of that to be able to return back to a space of neutral, right? So that's how this person is. Um, is that a Pisces thing too, Queen of Hearts? She's like, I was feeling both Scorpio and Pisces. Is that a Pisces thing too? Because really, like, I mean, gosh, my typical, and maybe you guys can relate, my typical process, if you hurt me, say like I have 3 degrees of depth, right? Just to simplify things. There's a baseline which most people cannot even reach, and I keep everyone else way up high on the shelf. So if I have 3 degrees of depth beneath the baseline that most people won't even reach, um, if you hurt me to degree 1 beneath the surface, I'll probably need like 2 or 3 years to process that. I'm not even fucking exaggerating. That takes me like 2 or 3 years to be like, fuck you, nobody love you. Fuck you though, but I love you. But fuck you, you're fucked up. But oh my God, maybe you didn't know. I'm not joking. For 3 fucking years, I go through that back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But if you go beneath, if you get to like 3rd degree, mm, I don't even know who this is about. I feel like crying already. My God. Like, why did you do that? Why would you do that? Whatever it is you did, if you're cross watching, why would you do that? Why? And that's all. I think that's the only thing I would be able to ask is why? Why? Oh, yeah. And I think that would be the only thought that would keep looping and cycling and cycling and cycling and cycling for, I don't know, 4 or 5, 6 years. I don't know, 7 years. That I don't even know if I ever get past that. You know what I'm saying? Like, hmm, I don't know. I feel like the reading is done. Um, that's wild. Yeah, that's wild. That is just why? Why would you do that? Like this want and this need to understand, like, are you in a process? And um had you feeling so safe that you thought you could do that to me? Why couldn't you see how deep you were allowed to go? Did you know it would hurt my feelings to that degree? Or did you not? Did you know and you just didn't care? Or did you not have any idea the gravity that you hold for me? Right? I don't know. I don't know. This is just intense. Like, why? Why would you do that? I don't know. Y'all are going through something deep, something real deep. Hmm. So it's either you or it's the other person. Um, you can't keep hiding from yourself the reality of what this is. It's like you're never going to let this go. Whether it's you or the crosswatcher, you're never going to let this go. It's like you need to know. Um, and I'm almost willing to bet that that for whoever is questioning, like, they're not going to be able to get past this. You're not able to get past this. This is something that's continued to cycle in and out and sit in and out and in and out and in and out and in and out. Like, y'all making me dizzy. It's making me dizzy. I don't know. I don't know. This is intense. And it's almost like this desire to it's almost like this desire to seek out some type of alchemical change. And it's like just because you want the alchemical change does not mean you will be granted that. I am wondering. You're gonna have to deal with it. That's the sense that I get. You are going to have to deal with it. You are going to have to you're going to have to allow yourself to feel everything that you need to feel so that you could recognize the gravity of what you did. Not to blame yourself, but to understand. Like, if you can understand what you did, right? If you can understand what you did to hurt someone's feelings and realize that it really wasn't that much, then you can begin understanding how much gravity you carry for someone else. Right? So, okay. Michael says to give an example. I don't know. I don't know. God, put me on the spot. Why don't you give me an example then? Because, um, okay. He says something as simple as not interacting, right? So, but then that carries with it the implication that you have a codependency issue. Ooh, Michael says, so you have no problem with silence from other people and lack of interaction with other people, but this one singular person, oh my gosh, the lack of interaction in one moment, in one circumstance, absolutely crumbled your world. And so for this person, whoever the cross watcher is, maybe they were going through something and they withdrew, right? Withdrew their energy, withdrew their attention, whatever it is. They weren't necessarily ignoring you, but they withheld themselves, their essence from you. And that withholding absolutely triggered everything within you. And so Is that an example or like I think I need a hug. um that's an intense example. That's a very intense example. I felt that in my chest. So you got triggered. Maybe this was the one thing that you felt like it felt like home. This was the one thing, the one time where you felt like there was an understanding of you at a depth that maybe either not enough people, not many people, or nobody has been allowed to reach. And specifically for the empaths, especially the empathic Pisceans, maybe this is a person who, just like you, didn't have to come up for air. You guys mirrored each other's intensity, not in a codependent way, not in an obsessive way, but just in a beautifully divine mirroring. Um, it was reciprocal reflection, right? And so when whatever happened, um, like I guess maybe the cross watcher withdrew for a moment because they were trying to get their bearings, and that triggered some type of abandonment issues within you, rejection issues, things that you needed to deal with, right? Um, you know, it became an issue. It became an issue, a major issue. And that was the basis of whatever this is. It created an emotional winter. You didn't want to believe that the story you were telling yourself in the absence of communication um, was your imagination. You were choosing to cling to a storyline you told yourself in the absence of communication. You told yourself you were rejected. You told yourself you weren't enough. You told yourself all of these really, really mean things. And you clung to that and you insisted it was the truth without ever having given the person the opportunity to tell you that they were simply in a process. And because you clung to that imagined storyline, which Pisceans have a tendency to do this, that's, um, it then initiated an emotional winter, a mental winter, this coldness, this icy environment, right? So I feel like I just have to take a moment to address this. Mr. Waffle, you are being banned because you consistently comment like the most inappropriate things that have nothing to do with a conversation that's being had. So I'm letting you know this so that way you can be aware of how and why people react to you, your energy, your communication, and your behaviors in the way that they do. So, this is my final show of love for you. I'm explaining to you why I'm removing you from my space. Um, no, I don't hate you or anything like that. I'm just like, I'm good off that type of energy. So, yes, yes, there's a need to remember the truth of how things broke down way back when, however long ago this thing happened for you. You're needing to go back there and remember the ways in which you conducted yourself for everyone that was involved. You need to begin really taking accountability for the decisions that you made, um, the ways in which You allowed yourself to believe something that was neither confirmed nor denied as a truth, right? And I sometimes, Michael goes sometimes. I sometimes will have this process where uh, I will give myself some random ass reasoning for why things didn't go the way I had anticipated they were going to go. And then I will cling to that. And I will not ask the other person, like, what's up or anything. I will just, like, it's me. I'm the problem. I'm the drama. It's me. I must have did something. I don't know what I did, but I did something. I did something, and that's why I'm the problem. I do tell myself stuff like that often. And then, because I'm in the process of healing, I will eventually correct that and be like, girl, I didn't do anything. I don't know what's going on. They're probably just busy. But yeah. Um, ooh, this question. Ooh. Oh, and then notification. Ooh. 111 on the first, and the notification says, let's play. Your new challenges are here. Right as I'm about to put this question on the screen. What if this person reflected a pull away, but you hide a reason? You hide reasons to protect them. It's not your place to protect other people. You don't have the type of authority over someone else's journey to dictate to them what they can and cannot handle. And speaking in general terms, of course, I'm answering a question. Um, it's not your place to determine for someone else what information they are to receive and what information they're incapable of being able to receive, right? Because now you're infringing on their sovereignty. One of the telltale signs that behaviors are demonic is when, and I'm not saying you're demonic, I'm again speaking in general terms. One telltale sign for me personally to tell that this is something parasitic, to tell that someone is quite possibly breached and has a demonic situation existing inside them, is when they choose to impress upon another their will, right? That's demonic behavior because that's what demonic things do. They make decisions based on their limited perception and they try and impress upon another their will. It's like their truth is the only truth, their perception is the only correct perception. And so, yeah, no, it's not your job to protect someone else from receiving the information that's rightfully theirs in the first place. So, um, yeah, that's not a reason. That's not a reason. That's not a justification uh, for the violation of someone's sovereignty. I hope I answered the question. So, the masculine, this ties into masculine energy. Whether you're dealing with someone who's masculine or you yourself are masculine in your energy, like I'm super masculine in my energy, despite looking super feminine, right? And so it's this thing of soul is trying to help you identify who the players are, who the characters are in this storyline, right? The masculine is now right side up because that masculine energy came to a realization that they were immersed in an upside down ethos. They were existing in an internal as well as maybe external environment that has a very toxic mindset, toxic perception. Um, there's almost like a feeling of like queen bee type energy. I don't know if the crosswatcher or someone in the crosswatcher's environment, or maybe you and someone in your environment, functions as a queen bee, dictating to everyone else in the environment um, how the perception should be, how information and events should be viewed. Um, I dislike queen bees. I dislike queen bee energy. You're not going to tell me jack shit. You're not going to dictate to me how to see things, how to receive things, how to feel about things. You're just not. That type of behavior, I'm inclined to feel, believe, and accept as truth. I see, feel, believe, and accept as truth that that behavior is the behavior of a weak person, a weak, highly insecure, most likely irrelevant person, someone who's irrelevant to your journey. And they need to hold some type of authoritative space in your life in order to validate their existence. I don't care what your insecurity is. You're not going to dictate shit to me. You can share your opinions and then leave me be to decide whether or not I want to integrate your opinions into my own perception. But to think that you're going to dictate to me anything, you lost your caca ass mind. You lost your caca ass mind. No one should be dictating to you how you see things. And it's my genuine hope that any perceptions that I've shared has not been received as me dictating to you that your opinion is wrong. There's space for everyone's opinions. We don't have to agree. We don't. We don't have to agree. You are free to consider the opinions that I share and either accept or reject them. That is your right. So this masculine had a queen bee type character within their environment that was kind of dictating to others. This is making me feel some kind of way. This is making me feel some kind of way. Michael says, let's explore how it's making you feel. It makes me want to talk shit. Someone specific comes to mind, and it makes me want to talk shit about them. So I'm going to go ahead and gather whatever maturity I have, and I'm just going to move forward. Because it legit makes me want to talk shit. I have no appreciation for people like that. None. No respect either. Jesus loves me. Oh, yes, he does. 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 Sing it with more passion, girl. Jesus loves me. Oh, yes, he does. Jesus loves me. Oh, yes, he does. For the Bible tells me so. Behave, girlfriend. Behave. Woo! behave. I'm trying. I'm trying, Yeshua. I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm trying. Hey, boy, don't you know I got something going on? I got an invitation. Don't you keep me waiting all night long. I know you know, so baby, don't. I can't. Don't respond. Don't reply. Don't respond. Don't reply. Move, move, move forward. Move, move, move forward. Okay, shadow self. Shadow self. You're needing to understand what's being hidden within the shadow's self, right? Within the self's shadow. So, a lot of the things that are hidden in your personal shadows are the parts of you that are actually very powerful. So parts of you that are very, very powerful. And, you have to get rid of this perception that everything in the shadow is the things that lack integrity. Excuse me. It's not true. Sometimes, and I hope this does not come off as making excuses, but sometimes you do things that can be perceived as lacking in integrity because you don't quite know yet what it's like to exist and carry yourself with the highest degree of integrity. You've been in environments of or filled with people who don't have the capacity to behave in a very integrity filled manner, and you've just been a lesser reflection of them. And maybe this is you or the cross watcher entering into a space of realizing what it means for you specifically, you personally, to live with the highest degree of integrity. For me personally, to live with the highest degree of integrity is to always own all my decisions and never allow someone else to make decisions for me, because they don't know all of the components that are involved in the decision that I need to make. Right? So, you are limitless. You are. Your life is full of limitless lessons, opportunities to learn that take you to places within yourself and your shadow where you can reclaim more of your personal power, where you can reclaim more of your truth, more of your autonomy, more of your individuated existence. You don't have to copy other people. You don't have to make decisions like other people and have the same mindset as other people. This is something that whoever's going through this has been stuck in this for a very long time, right? Really been stuck. And, maybe it's maybe it's time to allow yourself to become unstuck. Maybe it's time to allow yourself to, no. Oh, okay. I do. I guess I do know. Maybe it's time to allow yourself to recognize the effects of this disconnection, this cosmic connection that became disconnected. Um, it's something that weighs heavily on whoever this person is, whether this person is referencing someone that you once had a connection with, or it's referencing you. I don't know, but there's a realization that's needing to take place. It's a major realization that's needing to take place, and it's needing to take place in the human form. Energetically, spiritually, in terms of your highest self, there's never been a separation. The separation is a human perception, and that human perception of separation most likely is rooted in the soils of disappointment. Disappointment that your expectations were not met. Well, I mean, is your expectation aligned with the reality? Or was your expectation aligned with your perceived potential? Like the potential you perceived? I mean, is that what you based your perception, your expectation? Because, people don't have to tap into their potential. They're not obligated to. That's a choice set. You have to willingly choose to tap into your potential. And so I'm wondering, can I just share a thought? It's going to be harsh. Um, it's going to be received as harsh by the people who partake in this type of behavior, and are not ready to come to a realization of the intensity, the concentration of their own toxicity, unrecognized toxicity. Okay. So if you're in a fragile space within yourself right now, it might be good to skip this part of the live stream. You can mute me. I will raise my finger up when I'm done sharing this thought. Okay. So you can go ahead and mute me now. All right. So my thought, if you are sitting there waiting to reclaim your ownership over someone else because you believe that you have some type of entitlement over them, um, you know, have you ever thought that maybe the person you are right now doesn't deserve the gravity of their presence in your life? Because what the fuck? Like, what the actual fuck? What makes you think you are so entitled to someone that you would feel as though whatever process that they're in, a difficult process as they're learning themselves and healing themselves, that it's some sort of like, I don't know, confirmation that they deserve to suffer in your absence? Like, who the fuck do you think you are? I get so sick and tired of that shit. That's the very reason why I don't like to talk about twin flame stuff. It usually involves twin flames. People who think they've found their twin flames, it usually involves that. You want to know the best thing about all of my twin flames and my twin ray? They don't do that kind of shit. They don't do that kind of shit to me. There's no guilting or shaming or any of that. There's just a genuine, very deep, very genuine love and consideration. Very, very deep acceptance that, hey, you know what? Girlfriend ain't wanting to talk right now. Girlfriend needs her space right now. That she's going through something that she doesn't need my help to assist her with. It just really riles me the fuck up when people do that kind of shit, where it's like, it's almost like this low key, low grade satisfaction of you're suffering because I'm not there. No, they probably are staying away from you because you created the circumstance they are suffering to correct. So, and I'm done. I'm done with my rant. Carrying forward. Carrying forward. Okay. So you got to walk your truth. Okay. Walk your truth. Allow yourself to see what it is you need to see, regarding what needs to be healed, regarding what needs to be accepted. Just embrace these parts of you that are fractured and just need to be embraced and loved on a little bit because, things happened. and it hurt you. Whatever hurt you, it caused you to freeze up a little bit, and you're entering into a space where the warmth of that self love process is causing your heart to thaw. That emotional winter is coming to an end, and you're beginning to be positioned within your life to see the things that you probably need to address, right? Not address because you're flawed and broken and bad and all of these other negative things, but address because you deserve to feel whole at this point. You deserve to feel whole. There's a high likelihood that there is someone, a person, maybe the cross watcher, who this person really needs to be in proximity to you, just so that both of you can gain a more enriched understanding of the individual and also collective process that you guys went through, right? um yeah, you're not going to be able to use your intuition to avoid this. And that is being done as a form of compassion. Both of your higher selves are tired of the lack of healthy judgment that's being used, right? It's seeming like the cards and my feeling are trying to communicate that there's been a lot of just knee jerk reaction, a lot of reactivity, and that's needing to be minimized, the reactivity. So that way things can be cleansed. As the reactivity becomes minimized, your passion becomes intensified and also purified. So you will begin to move forward in a very passionate way through all of these different processes that you're in. And as you move forward in a passionate way with a cleansed type of passion, that's going to be a fire cleanser. It's going to clear the pathways that are necessary for some type of reconnection to occur. You know, um, this reconnection that needs to occur is for learning. At no point thus far am I suggesting that any of this reading pertains to a romantic or sexual encounter or connection with another person, right? Um, and kind of just a disclaimer, none of my readings are about romantic or sexual encounters unless I specifically say, uh oh, uh-oh, this is about sexual encounter, this is about romance, you know. My readings are not, I'll stop. Shadow work in reverse. So for some, the message here is that you or the cross watcher has made some type of assumption that the process you're in is about shadow work, when in reality, it's not shadow work, it's avoidance. Ooh, ooh, someone's being called out by soul. Someone's being called out by soul. I don't know who, but you got to stop avoiding the very things you need to face, because avoiding it is a surefire way to prolong your struggle and suffering. It's kind of like needing to rip the band-aid off. Ooh, that's fascinating. I just kind of had this random blurb of a thought. What if you don't need to rip the band-aid off and you don't need to pull it off slowly and hurt? What if you can use your cabeza to go ahead and think of different adhesive dissolvers, right? Um, you can take it off slowly with no pain when you dissolve the adhesive. So I think if we were to take that analogy and apply it to this circumstance that the cards are talking about, so the adhesive for me, based on my interpretation, would be the toxic thoughts, that storyline you're clinging to, right? Because that storyline is what clings you to the pain, and it clings you to the longing, right? So that's the adhesive. sorry, sorry. I just wasn't around. But no, that would be it. The storyline. So if the storyline, the story you've told yourself or that they've told themselves is the adhesive, um, how would we dissolve that? Communication. Because if you ask the questions to get the truth of what really happened, I mean that dissolves the story that you've told yourself, right? Yeah, that would dissolve it. Sorry, I had anxiety building. Um, that would dissolve it. Communication. Damn. They're doubling down. Your higher self is doubling down. Your intuition is not going to be allowed to be utilized for your self floofery. You're not going to be able to hoodwink yourself. You're not going to be able to run another round of bamboozling. You're not going to be able to trick yourself into some belief structure that's going to further perpetuate this circumstance. Ooh, sounds like soul is sick of your shit for both of you. Your higher selves and your ancestors they're all the group. Your guardians and guides as well. They're sick of your shit. This is not a personal message for me, is it? Why are you so quiet? This is not a personal message for me, is it, Michael? My heart's pounding. I'm ready to hear the truth. Have I been misbehaved? Have I not been found in compliance? Have I not fully submitted to soul? Last I checked, my forehead was on the floor. Is it about me? Am I the drama? What the fuck? Seriously, you'd tell me, right? You'd tell me if I wasn't behaving. You should make me feel a little bit insecure about my behavior myself. I'm just saying. I don't know. You know, I'm highly unaware. I'm very oblivious to a lot of different things. I'm just saying. Just saying, let a girl know. I don't know. If I don't know if he won't answer. He's super quiet. Okay, anyways. Galactic heritage. Hmm. There's a lot of things that are coming forward, are being allowed to come to the surface of your morphogenetic template. And it has to do with galactic occurrences, galactic experiences that you've had in previous lifetimes. I think I think this might have to do with a correction of something that occurred in a previous life, that it's like a karmic bleed over for the two of you into this life. That's the root causation of the lack of acceptance of self and the upside down cycle and the refusal to allow yourself to be reborn from your own shadow. So there's a lot of rejection, a lot of denial going on, right? Self denial. You're denying yourself the opportunity to heal. So that needs to stop. You're going to be allowed to overcome, but it is not through the fire of some divine being that you will be cleansed. It will be through your own sacred flame. It will be through your decision to very passionately overcome these circumstances. You have to shed the layers that have prevented your growth. When a snake sheds, that's because a snake has grown. It doesn't just suddenly grow new scales, it has to shed the old skin. So the shedding process that you're in, shedding is a very difficult process because it leaves one to feel as though their life as they knew it to be, their existence is dying, right? And it becomes a thing of fear, fear of being left behind, fear of acknowledging the need to mourn the loss of a life you thought was guaranteed, right? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Maria. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Um yeah, this is a difficult process. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Yeshua de Christos. Elohi, hello, hi. Holy mole. Mole is so yummy. I'm just saying. Mole. Okay. So, okay. Someone is wanting to exist in the shallows. You're okay. I don't know if you know about fish. I remember a lot of the fish information that I was taught as a child because my family used to go deep sea fishing quite a bit. We used to go deep sea fishing. And it was this thing of like, I wondered how deep the fishing lure would go, the weights that were attached, and the type of bait. Um, the type of bait that's used often is contingent on the type of fish you're trying to catch. And I distinctly remember once that there was this conversation that I had because my oldest brother is full of like just he's like living jeopardy. I'm full of just a shit ton of fucking facts because I used to watch whatever shows he would watch, and he would always watch documentaries and things like that. And that's why I'm so full of just random ass facts. And I remember one conversation that we were having because we were watching some type of um, show on like deep sea fish. And I didn't realize that to be categorized as deep sea, like bathypelagic, that's deep. Um, there's not enough fishing line to go that deep. It's deep. And so I remember this conversation. I was like, oh my gosh, what if we go fishing one time? And that comes up like an anglerfish. Little girl, you don't have enough fishing line to go that deep. That's just deep. And, I was scared. I remember being scared. And I remember my sibling telling me, uh, that wouldn't even survive. If you manage to get that deep and hook it, uh, it wouldn't even survive. It's designed to live in the depths. Fish have an air bladder. So when you take a fish out of its natural, oceanic zone, and you do it too quickly, or the fish is just not capable of, you know, decompression and things like that, their air bladder will burst. They'll die before they ever make it to the surface. So it's this thing of someone who is a deep sea fish is trying to live, exist in such a superficial manner that it's like they're slowly dying inside. They've been immersed in an environment that's not at the depth that they need. And so this entire time they've been in this incompatible environment. They've been slowly dying inside. They've been failing to realize the gravity of what they're experiencing is due to the environment and the people that they keep around them. And I think with all of this that's happening in the reading, it's almost this sense of like, I think they're coming to that realization. And I think as they come to that realization, they're understanding more and more the reasoning behind why they are so just craving your presence. Oh, wow. So you're like Blade. You ever watch that movie? Whatever happened to Wesley Snipes? Oh, that's right. Tax evasion. Oh, shit. Okay. Anyways, yeah, it's a movie with Wesley Snipes in it. And he was a daywalker, right? His mother was pregnant with him when she got brutally attacked by a vampire, and she was bit, and he happened to be delivered before she succumbed to her wounds. And so um he became a vampire. He became hybridized. So he was a daywalker. I think that's what you are. Not a daywalker, but a shore walker. You're like this deep sea fish that can walk the shores. Oh, you're a mermaid. You are this magical being in this person's eyes, very easily existing at a depth that they need, but also very comfortable and adept at surface existence, that there's no limits for you. And I think part of the draw for this person, why they're so drawn to you, is because they want to learn from you how to thrive in any environment they are pushed into. I feel like whoever this is for you is someone that has been feeling that they have no say and no control over their life. And maybe as they've witnessed you living yours, excuse me, they see over and over and over again that you're able to exist in any environment, in any social setting. You have the capacity to do all the things they wish they could. And it's not that they envy you, it's that they see their potential is similar to yours. And they're simply trying so hard to tap into all their aspects the way you've been able to. You are not their obsession, you are their inspiration. I'm being given this analogy of someone who carries the potential to be a phenomenal painter, and they haven't taken any painting classes. They're just very, very gifted in their ability to paint. And now they want to learn how to enhance their skills, how to bring out of them the very gifts that they're aware lives inside of them. And so they go to this museum, or maybe it's simply an art show, and they want to look at the paintings up close. They want to see the way the strokes are placed on the canvas. They want to see the ways in which other tools are used, how the light and the dark play together, the juxtaposition of opposing polarities on a singular canvas, creating movement, texture, flow. That's why they want to be near you. They want to learn how to be as powerful as they see you to be, in hopes that as they gain more of their power, retrieve more of their truth, and exist in the most authentic way possible, um, they can then be found worthy by you to remain in proximity to you. I think this is someone that just wants to probably be part of your life in some way. With, okay, with no predetermined labels. They don't have an ulterior motive. They just want to heal. And you give them the capacity to heal. This is not a codependency. This is something where someone recognizes your value. They're not using you for what you can do for them. They recognize your value. This is not someone just obsessed with you. This is not someone who sees you as a novelty, right? There's nothing worse than being seen as a novelty by people. I tell you that from firsthand experience. There's nothing worse than being seen as a novelty, than being treated, regarded as though you are a token something, right? That sucks. That sucks. That sucks. There's this attraction, this magnetism. I'm assuming the feminine is experiencing elevations, surges of energy that cause her to be much more magnetic. It's not something that she's necessarily intending. It's something that's just naturally occurring. The magnetism is there. This is an electromagnetic field that exists between the two of you. And so there's a drawing together what seems to be opposing polarities. Here's the thing. Opposing polarities are nothing more than differing positions on a singular plane of existence. You are one and the same, just positioned differently. People think, oh, opposing polarities, that means we're opposites, we're nothing alike. No, that's actually proof that you are made of the same thing. You exist on the same plane of existence. You're just positioned differently. So this is someone who's made of the same things as you. Oh, there's this poem. Let's see. Oh, not WWE. Okay, there is this poem. Let me see it. No, that's not it. Where is it? Hold on. Yes, this right here. Oh my gosh, I love this. Emily Bronte. Whatever our souls are made of, his and mine are the same. Yes, I love that. I love that Emily Bronte quote. I mean, just that, you know? Let me let me put this on the screen because you need the full totality of the experience. Okay. Uh-huh. There we go. As I put it on the screen. Oops. What are you doing, girl? Okay. I don't know where I put the picture. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Let's put it on the screen. This. Such a beautiful concept. Whatever our souls are made of, his and mine are the same. You guys are the same. It's the same. Um, I think it's this ability to help each other heal and progress through specific cycles that you're in because of your capacity to be able to be a perfect mirror for each other, where I can see myself clearly in your actions and you can see yourself clearly in my own. Oh, that's a beautiful concept too. I can see myself clearly in your actions and you can see yourself clearly in my own. Love it. Love it. So the word wants to be written, right? There's something that's wanting and needing to be solidified. Go on, do it, solidify it. Card number 44, visions of life beyond death. So I think whatever happened between the two of you caused almost like a feeling, sensation, experience of death, right? This dying away, parts of you were dying away. And now you've gone past that and you're entering into a space of being encouraged to dream a beautiful dream, right? You're at the epicenter of that. You're at the very center of the dream that you dream for yourself. Card number 29, seeing the true you. I mean, if you notice, she's looking at her own reflection. This is about the process you're in to see the truth, the reality of who you are. You don't trust yourself in this process. That's okay. You can build that trust between the self and the soul. You can build that trust against the grain. So maybe part of you doesn't want to go against the grain because you're not sure how other people will take this process. You're not sure if this, if that, if yada, yada, yada. Um, you know, the best way to gain clarity is to do it and witness firsthand the truth of the situation. You need to have a big, bold vision, and your big, bold vision will be born from inspiration. So, whoever this is, you're in a process. You're needing to allow yourself to be inspired. You're needing to allow your growth. You're needing to allow. Just let it go. Let your fears go. Let your hesitation, um, let your hesitation kind of just dissolve, you know? Final card. Let me get a final card for you guys, and then I must go. My ability to behave myself has left the room. All right. All right. Final card. Okay. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. When Jesus washed. When Jesus washed my sins away. Oh, happy day. Card number 41, Victory of Miriam. If you are longing to caress the moon, don't turn away from it. If you are not ill, why do you crawl under a blanket to hide? You are in a quarry of sweets, why do you look so sour? You live in the spring of life, why are you withered inside? Don't fight against yourself. Don't flee from what could be your glory. Like a fearless moth, dive into the flame. Why be linked to your obsessions? Burn out in the flames until your heart and soul are enlightened. Get out of the old carcass and form yourself a new body. Why are you afraid of a fox when you descend from lions? Why be a lame ass when you have the strength of stallions? The beloved you seek will arrive to open the door to your fortune, for love is the key that opens all your locks. You feel you are immortal, and I know you are divine. You feel you are not ready for the task, and I know that triumph is only moments away. You reach to me for protection, but you are me, and the protection that you seek is already with you. We are not apart. I am living through all that you are and all that you love, all that you have lost and all that you offer to me in surrender. I am in you as your courage and magnificence, and any task I send to you is simply one of the tasks for which you were born. You are an eagle with wings ready to soar, so I push you from the cliff top that you may know yourself. This oracle brings you a message of affirmation and success. Your victory is already assured. You are being led into it now. No matter if you believe it's not possible and you are being placed, and you are placing more faith in the appearance of distraction or obstacle than in utter success. No matter if you have forgotten for a moment that the divine lives in you as you, and that apparent failure is only a part of the process, the plan through which learning happens, serving the ultimate holy victory. Yes, your victory is inevitable. So you're being given this reminder from the Holy Mother, Mary, also called Miriam, and the beloved divine presence of love that she serves. It is that presence that is real. It is the Holy Mother that is real. It is divine in you that is real, and all else swirls around you so your soul can play. Every challenge and adventure is an opportunity for you to test your mettle and to be what you are in truth. The eagle that flies requires space and open sky. The tigress that hunts requires hunger to drive her to fulfill her being and live her nature. You need what you need to realize your divine nature as a living, holy expression of the greatest love. So, life providing for you that your needs be met. Whatever may be troubling you or is soon to present itself is not a situation or circumstance meant to bring you trouble. You just need to allow yourself to become more eagle eyed, beloved wild one. It's not what appears to be that is a source of challenge for you, not at all. It is only how you are viewing the situation. Can you allow yourself to shift perspective? Yes, you know this is truth. It is only in forgetfulness that fear creeps in. Yes, to forget for a moment that you are divinity and to lapse into erroneous belief that the challenges are more real than the love they veil. No, the real challenge is in the attitude, not in any circumstance or situation. Will you remember that all divinity manifesting and nothing exists outside of it? All is perfectly designed to help you fulfill your being, live your truth, experience your power, and reside in the perfection of your divine loving heart. Be curious rather than afraid. What is loving seeking to draw out of you now? It is always love in interaction with you, even if sometimes you feel like you're hauling a massive rock on your back up the steepest of all hills to build a temple at its apex. Yet when that temple is built, overlooking the ocean, and a startling burst of golden orange sunset explodes across the water, turning it gold, you'll forget about climbing the hill. You'll just drink in the view instead. You'll forget what you were supposed to worry about. Oh, don't you hate when that happens? You'll just have to love in that moment and be peaceful instead. It makes more sense to notice the sunset than to turn your back upon its glory and grumble about how heavy those rocks were. Then, in your inspiration and your forgetfulness, you'll dream of another temple in the process of creation, perhaps with more lugging about of great heavy rocks, and it will begin again. But then so too will another captivating sunset be granted, best witnessed in your newly built temple that renders you speechless and spellbound. This oracle brings you guidance and comfort. Whatever is going on in your life right now, whether it brings you joy or deepest struggle, is the divine in you as you breaking through into your life. Do not hesitate to trust in it. Embrace it fully and let it have its way. There's nothing that needs to be resisted. You are safe to be wild, to be alive. Live it with love and let it unfold. The promise of success is yours. So allow yourself to be brought to it through the guiding wisdom of life, the life that serves love. There is also a part of you that's daring to love, to live, and to trust more so than before. You are even daring to quit the traumatic tendency to relive so many past hurts and aches. You no longer want to taunt yourself with failure and critique. You are less frightened of yourself, so you do not need to sabotage yourself anymore. You are learning love's way and claiming it as your own. That is your path to victory assured. This oracle asks you to trust in your growing optimism, to let the war be over now and put it behind you, even if it means weeping with sweet sorrow and relief for a while. The sunset is golden. The struggle is behind you. Now just rest and enjoy the golden glow as you rest with love a long, long while. I love that. This part, whatever may be troubling you or is soon to present itself, is not a situation or circumstance meant to bring you trouble. You just need to allow yourself to become more eagle eyed. It's not what appears to be that is a source of challenge for you, not at all. It's only how you're viewing the situation, your perception on the things that cause you problems, strife, and struggle is a reason you have strife and struggle. Everything in life just is. And what you do with what is what you'll receive. If you choose to make what is something negative, something full of pain, then that's what it will be. Well, Emmy, I didn't choose to be hurt. No, your traumas hurt you. The event you're talking about, it triggered your trauma. So, yes, maybe you did not cognitively choose that reaction, that response, but maybe there's a part of you that did. The part that's trying to bring to your attention the spaces within you that need your love, that need your healing, so it can finally be laid to rest. Life is not as bad as we make it out to be. There's no situation in your life that is as bad as you make it out to be. None. None. None at all. I say this as someone who haven't had it happen in a very long time. Very, very, very long time. I have multiple degenerated discs in my back. At least that's what I was told by multiple specialists. I choose not to identify as someone with a back injury. Multiple degenerated discs. You know, you can reverse that. You can reverse that. I have. I take the pain, the suffering that I went through whenever my discs would herniate. And when it herniates, if you don't know what that feels like, consider yourself blessed. When it herniates, I can't walk, I can't move, I can't bend down, I can't straighten up. I'm stuck in a fetal position for as long as it takes to address the inflammation that prevents that herniated disc from going back into place. Once upon a time, for a very long time, if I herniate a disc, I'm bedbound, stuck in a fetal position for 7 to 10 days. I'm not going to look back at that and think that I was being punished or suffering needlessly. I look back at that and see how I chose that for myself by putting everyone else's needs before my own health, by carrying the emotional load of people who didn't want to carry it for themselves, by allowing myself to martyr myself repeatedly for the very people who couldn't, wouldn't, didn't. See how much I was suffering just to prove to them that I love them. I'm grateful for the journey I've been on. It was through those very difficult circumstances that I learned how to finally love myself, how to finally take care of myself. As someone who has had medical professionals, specialists in their field, repeatedly tell me that I need 2 total knee replacements and I need to fuse 3 of my vertebrae, all when I was in my mid-20s. I am now in my mid-40s, the strongest I've ever been my entire life. The strongest I have ever been in my entire life. And I'm not just speaking about physicality. My strength doesn't just come from how much I can lift in a gym. My strength comes from how much I can lift off my shoulders and put on the floor because they don't belong to me. Whatever that weight is, it's not my own. I do not need to carry it. I can choose to carry it for a time. And in that choice, I can use that additional weight, that burden, to increase my strength and my stamina. But at no point will I own other people's pain anymore. At no point will I choose to martyr myself. My strength comes from my understanding of where I'm at, what it took to get here, and most importantly, how much more I have to go. My strength comes from an understanding that despite my knowledge of how much further I have to go, I've still accomplished a lot and I'm proud of myself. I appreciate how much I've committed to my processes and how much weaponry I've laid down, because guess what? I no longer choose to live in a war. but my peace will not lead me to slaughter either. Knowing that fine balance between existing in peace and knowing when you need to defend it. It's a powerful place to live. Very powerful place to exist within yourself. Knowing that everything that happens to me is happening for me and with me, regardless of how I might see it in that moment. Whatever I perceive in a negative manner, given enough time and compassion for self, I will begin to see with clarity the ways in which it enriches my understanding of myself and therefore enriches my journey. The hardest thawing, winter is done. Maybe you've frozen yourself out of yourself. It's time to bring that baby back home. It's time to allow yourself to reunify with all your parts. It's time to allow whatever and whoever your life is needing you to have in proximity to you. Allow them close. Allow them to be in proximity so that you can learn what you need to learn. You can have the interactions that will enrich your understanding of yourself. You letting someone close to you letting someone exist in proximity to you is not you inviting disrespect. Here's the thing. Long time ago, I had no boundaries. I still struggle with boundaries. But a long time ago, I had absolutely none, and people could do whatever they want and treat me however they want, and I will accept it. And then I went through something that caused me to understand my grave need to develop boundaries. And when I did that, I overreacted. I'm not ashamed to say it. I overreacted. When I began to realize I had the strength, the stamina, the authority to create boundaries and enforce them, I overreacted and I shut everyone out because, like, fuck that. Everybody is blah, 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 blah. You know, I told myself this whole storyline, right? No one cares, blah, 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 blah. And that's also a lie. Because I've come across quite a few people who care not because they can get something from me, but because they see the heart of me and they have genuine concern, genuine connection. It's beautiful. Y'all know who you are. And when I learned that, I realized I don't need to push everyone out, but I don't need to let everyone in. What I need to do is give people the opportunity to show me with their actions, their energy, and lastly, their words, exactly the appropriate distance from me they should be. And so now, again, I still have a long way to go. I still have a lot to learn. I still have a lot to heal through. But now I'm in a space where it's like, I'm not afraid to let people near, nor am I afraid to push people out. It's kind of, it is what it is. When I see what I need to see to make the decisions that need to be made, those decisions are made, and those decisions lead to the actions that are necessary, and everyone's going to be okay. Because the people who need me around will manage to be around. Not because they force it, not because they disrespect my boundaries, but because I recognize it and I will invite them to stay. And the people who don't need to be around, they won't be around. Not because they've abandoned me, but because I've made a decision that you are not worth keeping in my space. And I say that with venom, because usually the people that I push out in that way are toxic as fuck. It's not very often that I push people out like that. So when I do, I've given myself permission to acknowledge and accept there were no other options. That's like trying to rehab a dog with rabies. This is not a behavioral problem. Is that what you do with people? rabid individuals. You're trying to rehab them. You're running like some type of human sanctuary. Yeah. It's a rehab spot. Yeah, you're not going to rehab rabies. You're going to have to accept it for what it is. And you'll have to let that go. You're going to have to. And maybe that's what the winter is about for some. You've been frozen in a space of being exposed to someone who is rabid, right? No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't allow those type of people in your space. The general gist of this reading is that whoever this is, they're rabid. They're not toxic. They're not, you know, no, you did not. I gotta go, guys. I just read something. I gotta go. Y'all, please give this video a thumbs up. I hope whatever you needed to hear to empower you in your journey right now, I hope you heard it here. And I hope you allow the process of empowerment to occur for you. I hope that you allow yourself to be liberated from your fears. I hope that you find the courage to override whatever fears exist that you can't manage to liberate yourself from. And I hope that your healing is imminent. Let the people who can assist you in your healing come into your life to help you. Let them. Let them. And if you're the one that needs healing, find the courage to approach the ones who have the capacity and the willingness to facilitate your healing. There are many people in this world who have that capacity, and allow yourself to be drawn to them, approach them, communicate with them, bond with them. It's a very beautiful thing when you find those type of people. They tend to be lifers, the kind of people you keep in your life for the rest of your life. I'm very blessed to have at least a handful of lifers, people who help me to heal the parts of me I couldn't recognize for most of my life that needed healing. I'm very blessed in life that way. So guys, yes. Gotta get going. Love you guys. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. I see you again very, very soon. Bye, everyone.